spirit, one nation under God, indivisible, indestructible, super eagles, your picture, Papa God.
Yes, this is Lagoon Radio. Good evening and welcome to Lagoon Sports on Lagoon Radio, your number one online gospel radio in Nigeria and the official radio of the Anglican Diocese of Lagos. Of course, we are transmitting live from the Archbishop's Palace right here in Marina, Lagos. It's 27 minutes before the hour of 5. Today, Monday, the 13th day of June 2022. And from now till 5 p.m., we'll be giving you all the latest in the world of sports. Of course, still rejoicing from the victory of the Super Eagles. For the first time in many years, they scored a double figures. It was Sao Tome and Principe nil, Super Eagles 10, Osimhen scoring 4, and Terry Murphy with a brace. And also, they just concluded African Athletics Championship. Nigeria finished third with 5 gold medals. And the new ranking for the ATP, talking about tennis, Daniel Medvedev, he's returning as world number 1. And yes, all the latest in the African qualifiers and the Nations League. Not forgetting what transpired yesterday in Baku in the world of Formula 1. I am Anosike Chimezie, welcoming you to today's edition of Lagoon Sports on Lagoon Radio. And my strike partner is ready. Yes, Kevin, good evening and welcome to the program.
Good evening, Cardinal. Thanks for having me once again on the show.
Okay, yes, let's enjoy the moment. It's all about the Super Eagles.
Super Eagles. No tension, you are winning. By the grace of God, you shall win, you shall win, you shall win.
Yes, Super Eagles, we shall win, and we have won. Yes, it finished 10-0. Nigeria 10. Sao Tome and Principe 0. I was watching the game with a group of sports analysts. Someone said that his benchmark was 6. That anything less than 6, that Super Eagles have failed. So, what is your take?
I think before the match, there was this sports program I listened to this morning, and a sport analyst was saying boldly that the least they will get is 5. He was boldly saying, and I felt like, why this? Everybody's so confident that, okay, I know obviously Sao Tome are probably the whipping boys in the group. I'm sure almost everybody will get 3 points from them. They're just like the easy 3 points to go to in the group. So, but I didn't expect it to be that much. I expected to be, okay, maximum. I was expecting like a 4-0 thereabout. But since I thought since Guinea-Bissau, which we had beaten in the Nations Cup, could put 5 past them, I felt like obviously if the boys are in a good mood, they could do more than that. So I didn't expect 10, but at least I expected it to be a huge scoreline, but not this huge though.
Well, yes, if you're wondering what happened, yes, if you were not privileged to watch the game, Victor Osimhen scored 4, Terry Murphy scored 2, Emmanuel Dennis scored 1 with a penalty. Lukman scored 1. Yes, it was a table that scored a brilliant free kick. Yes, and that's the wrap on. Okay, let's take a look at those Super Eagles team. A lot of changes in that team. How will you rate Pasero with these 2 official games? Like he has played for Nigeria, lost to 1-2, but this one, the biggest one, 10-0, he won.
I think so far so good. I think Pasero is starting gradually. I think he's starting gradually, like he said. I feel like I think he's not yet there. He's not there yet. I think he's still work in process. I think he's getting to know this with the fact that he also gave some other people the chance to come into and play and see. I feel from now henceforth, I feel like from here he can get to figure out, okay, I think first and foremost what he needs to do is find out a working first 11 for him. I think he's giving everybody the equal opportunity to prove themselves. And so far, so good. They are doing well. I think from here, let him get his first 11, then play. Try and let them get used to his philosophy. His philosophy is towards the game. I think that's where he has. But for now, I think it's a good start for him. But we are not there yet. That's all I feel.
Okay. And after the game, someone said we cannot. For Sao Tome, we are minus, and you cannot say Pasero has done well. Are they really minus? Yes, they are minus, but looking at the way football runs in Africa now, can you say they are really minus?
I'm going to put it to you, Cardinal. I think I'll take anybody that says there's minus in African football these days. I think I'll tell the person to have a rethink. Okay, look at Ethiopia, Egypt. 2-0. What about Lesotho and Cote d'Ivoire? 0-0. Those are teams that before. I remember there was it years ago when during the days of CAN when we played Lesotho. I think we flogged them like a baby. But these days you see that football has evolved past minnows, and though that I know there are some that's the world power like we used to see them. But I think Sao Tome is not a minnow. I think they scored in the first game. They scored first. They scored against Benin, and even if they were minnows before they got to the point, there was a qualifier they played. Because before they get to this final qualifying round, they from the African teams all over, they play for qualifier, they knock each other out. If they could pass through that process and get to this page, I think they've done well. I don't think they are really. If you are saying, okay, Nigeria has more quality in terms of players compared to Sao Tome and Akwa, but I don't think there's really a minnow per se in football anymore because the gap is really closing up.
No, I can count on me, so stand up. For the champions, stand up, stand up, stand up. For the champions, stand up.
Yes, sir, we are standing up for the champion. Yes, let's move a bit from football now. Let's go to Formula One. Yesterday, Max Verstappen. Yes, that guy is pulling weight. He pulled a 34-point gap, a 34 points lead in pole position now. Max Verstappen, he was the winner of the Baku Grand Prix that happened in Azerbaijan over the weekend. Charles Leclerc started in the pole position, but he retired early because of car problems, and it was all good for Max Verstappen. It's looking likely that Max Verstappen will be the champion at the end of the season. Is it too early to say that?
I think, Tuan, I have mixed feeling with this because I think if Ferrari can figure out their car problem issue, because it wasn't only Charles Leclerc alone that had problem that afternoon. His teammate also had engine problem. Perez. So he also has injury problem. I think this is the second time. I think it happened in Monaco Grand Prix or a Grand Prix before then when they had engine problem. And before then it was Charles Leclerc that was leading the driver standing until then. I think if Ferrari can get their act together, they will put up. I think Charles is doing very well. It's just the car that has been disappointing him. And for obviously, I think Red Bull are using the opportunity because other teams are flopping, so they are using the opportunity. But I think the problem I had with that race, yesterday was what's it called? Is it Sergio Perez? Oh no, it's Max teammate. I think it's Sergio Perez. Sergio Perez. I think what happened to him, he was leading at the point, and the team told him not to challenge Max. I think if he had challenged and come first, I think the gap between him and Max would be narrowed down.
Yes.
But I think the team wants Max to win the championship. I don't know why is he supposed to be the wingman? Can't he also challenge? I wasn't happy with that race yesterday. I thought Sergio Perez could have also challenged. If he comes first too, he too can also win the driver championship. But as far as I'm concerned, but the Cardinal, like I saw you, where's your Lewis Hamilton? That's the question. Where's your Lewis Hamilton?
Okay, you're asking me about Lewis Hamilton. Lewis Hamilton has said that he will race in the Canada Grand Prix. Let's take a look. He said the Briton said he was worried about the upcoming race in Montreal, following what he described as the toughest race of his career. Yesterday was tough, and I had some trouble sleeping, but I've woken up feeling positive today. Yes. That's what he said. My back is a little sore and bruised, but nothing serious, thankfully.
I think what happened was I saw the race. The car was bouncing. The back of the car. At one point, the back of the car was. I pitied him. Then he was. You could literally see the back car. I don't know what's wrong with Mercedes. The car was bouncing. In fact, everybody even praised Hamilton yesterday for finishing fourth. I think he finished fourth.
Yes,
I think everybody praised him yesterday because the car had issues, but he managed. That shows Hamilton is still at the top. But like I told you, I'm not blaming Hamilton that much this season. I feel like this season Mercedes and Hamilton, let them just forget the championship this season.
Okay, Mercedes and Ferrari, they are having these car issues, and it is a roller coaster for the Red Bulls.
The Red Bull,
they are just enjoying it. Is there do you see any way two of them coming back to the race, even Hamilton himself?
I think for Mercedes, I think it's quite difficult. But even Hamilton himself is why I'm worried. Hamilton, with his experience, he's always coming behind his teammate. That is George Russell. So if we're claiming Hamilton should be, I'm thinking if both their cars, they are both for Mercedes.
Yes.
I think both of them, if their cars will be having the same problem at the same time. I'm feeling like, why is George coming ahead of Lewis Hamilton every time. So I think there's something even psychologically wrong with Hamilton that we don't know of.
Or is there a question of complacency?
I think from what happened last season when he lost the championship, I think he was destabilized. Psychologically, he's destabilized. I think he needs to get himself back together. Then we can see the old Hamilton we used to know.
Stand up for the champions, stand up.
Yes, talking about champions, yes, Russia's Daniel Medvedev has replaced Novak Djokovic at the top of the world rankings 2 weeks before the Wimbledon at which he will not be allowed to play. Yes, Daniel Medvedev, he is back as world number 1, replacing Novak Djokovic, and he will not be playing in that Wimbledon. Talking about Daniel Medvedev, and thankfully there will be no ranks for the Wimbledon.
I think the major reason why Novak lost that spot was because of his comment when the ATP talked about what is happening in Russia and Ukraine. I think when they said they were going to ban Russian players and what have you. So I think at that point, Novak now gave his opinion that they shouldn't have done. I think that's why the ATP body, they are taking disciplinary. They said they would distort some point from him. That's why Daniel Medvedev is occupying that spot. But it's a good one for him. I think the injury has not healed, so I wasn't expecting him to play in Wimbledon. So, but nice one. I think from what I've heard, I think this is the first time in a long while that it's where we don't have people like it's only Novak that's in the top five. That we don't have Novak and Andy Murray or
Nadal is in the top 4.
Nadal is number 5. I think it's number.
No,
he
was number 5. He stepped up to number 4.
Okay. I think that I think this is the first time we are both 1 and 2. We don't have Novak and Andy or Nadal. I was going to say top 2 rather.
The former top 3.
The former top 3. That we don't have Novak, Andy Murray or Nadal or Roger Federer. This is the first time in a long while. But it's good for Daniel, but I don't think he's going to stay there for a long time. That's my belief.
Okay, if you're looking for the top 5, yes, we have Daniel Medvedev with 7,950 points, and Alexander Zverev 7,075 points. Novak Djokovic on 3rd, 6,770 points, and Rafael Nadal on the 4th position, 6,525 points, and Kasper Ruud, yes, 5,050.
I thought even Novak was even in 2nd position. I didn't know he has even dropped to the 3rd position.
Not only the disciplinary measure. If you look at what happened, he didn't participate in the Australian Open, and also the quarterfinals that at the last Roland Garros, where Rafael Nadal finished him. So
but
I believe both played a part.
But at the same time, even the Medvedev left was crashed out in the semi-final. But yet he's still the world number 1. What happened to even the person that played in the final? Ruud, what's it called? I think it's the 5th, right? So I don't think you don't judge people by just these the last 2 tournaments. What the point they've been acquiring? How many points has this person been acquiring compared to Novak and Nadal? So I don't know how they do this ranking, but I'm surprised.
There's power to conquer. There's power inside. There's a gift of power in every man.
Be the greatest that we can be. We've got power to thrive. Be the champions, make history. Keep the greatness
Yes, let's talk about a bit athletics before we move into Nigerian Professional Football League. Yes, yesterday it ended, Mauritius 2022, and Nigeria came 3rd. Yes, after Kenya and South Africa, we finished with 5 gold medals, 3 silver, 3 bronze. The last time in Delta we finished 3rd. This time we finished 3rd again. Was that a good outing for Nigeria?
Thank God you refer us back to Delta, because that was obviously where I was going to start from. I think, Cardinal, I'm going to ask you a very straight question, which is, you asked if it's a good one for us. If you did something last year and you stop at one certain, I think you, as a person who wants to grow, who want to do better than that. And that's obviously. We came 3rd, even in Nigeria, like almost 4 years ago. I think it's 2018, I think 2018. So we're still on the same medal. I think the painful thing for me was the fact that the Kenyan winning a gold medal in 100 meters. Kenyan are known for long distance races. Kenyan beating we. That's our strength before. You see, I think obviously, we've not grown. Though there's been excuses that some of our big names didn't go, like Ese Brume, Blessing Okorodudu. See, so they didn't go, and thank God for people like Amuson and the short put guys and the 400 by 400 relay race. Thank God for those ones. I think for me, I think we're still. Well, I don't think we're just stagnant. I think we're moving back forward because we've not grown from where we used to be. We're just standing at one point. But if those names would have been there, maybe they could have been a little bit changes. But I don't think we've grown. I think we're still stagnant.
The world is a stage.
Yes, the world is a stage. Let's go to MPFL. And one of the controversies, yes, is there any weekend we cannot take away controversy from Nigerian professional football? Yes, a game was, we had 22 extra minutes to play in the game between Lobby Stars and Heartland FC of Owerri. 2 red cards in that game. And of course, yes, the home team they scored the winning goal in the 98 plus 6 minutes. Okay, let's take a look at the results of that game, those games. It started early in Enyimba of Aba, 3-0 it ended. That match was slated for Saturday, but they ended up playing it on Sunday early morning because a former player of Kwara United came and disrupted the training of Kwara United players, saying that they cannot train, they cannot play because they are owing him salaries. I remember last season, a former player of Heartland stopped Heartland boss from going to Warri Stadium. Okay, that game ended 3-0 and Victor Mboma scoring a hat-trick. Yes, Aqua United 1, Remo Stars 0, Gombe United 2, Dakada FC 2, Kano Pillars 1, Wiki Tourist 1, Lobby Stars 2, Heartland. That's the game that they added 22 minutes. 2-1 it ended. Katsina United 2-1 against MFM. Nasarawa United 1, Enugu Rangers 0. Rivers United 2, Abia Warriors 1. Shooting Stars 2, Plateau United 1. And the Sunshine Stars 2, Niger Tornadoes 1. 2-1, 2-1. Almost all the scores. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 games ended in 2-1 scoreline. In fact, it was MFM that spoiled the prediction I predicted because I predicted 3 matches 2-1 and all of them, and I predicted MFM 0-0. I thought their good form would continue. Okay. But they ended the chop.
I think I should be consulting you for my bets.
Don't consult me. No consult. Okay. Looking at those results, and Rivers United are 70 points, 10 points ahead of second place Plateau United. Is it done and dusted for Rivers United?
I think from the last 2 matches would decide. I think anything that happened in the last 2 matches. If I think they are playing Enugu Rangers, right?
Yes, they are playing Enugu Rangers.
And we know Enugu Rangers, their own form has not been encouraging. So Rivers United is going to Enugu to play them. So if they can at least get a draw at Enugu, and the last match, obviously, I don't know who they are playing as, but it's coming over to their own.
We still have 5 games remaining.
We'll see. Somebody's leading with 10 points. Is that not?
They just need 2 wins.
Win 2 wins. That's what I'm saying. It depends on the next 2 games. And even if they are winning 2, obviously, Plateau will also lose. So that way, I don't think they even need to go to the 3rd match for them to decide. I think if they can get a draw at Enugu, then win their next match. I think for me, it's home and dry. We should not be talking about the league right now, Cardinal. I think we should be talking about the 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th.
Okay, let's talk about the top 3. Yes, Enugu Rangers are 51 points. Enyimba have tied on 51 points with Enugu Rangers. Remo Stars are 50 points. Okay, from 3rd to 6th. 8.
To 8, okay. I thought
they are competitive. Yes. It's just 3 points separating all of them. Yeah. And I said it earlier that Enyimba may come back fighting for the 3rd position. And here they are. They are 4th now. So where do this lead us now?
I think that's the most interesting part. The difficult ones, people like Remo And I think Aqua or somebody, they are playing relegation threatened teams. They are playing Dakada, they are playing, I think, MFM or thereabout. But Enyimba on the other hand, I don't know, I can't remember who Enyimba is at, but I'm sure it's not.
Enyimba is going away to MFM.
Okay, Enyimba is playing MFM, right?
Yes.
Then somebody's playing Lobby Star, then somebody's playing...
Remo is playing Lobby Stars.
I think where this boils down to, I think... these people they were playing at this time of the season, they are fighting for relegation. So they are going to put their heart into everything. They are going to give their all. So that's why it became it's going to be very difficult for people like Enyimba and Remo. But I think with the experience of Enyimba, but my problem is since there's this sport analyst I listened to, I said I think Finidi George should remain with the
Super Eagles.
The Super Eagles. Since he left, Enyimba have not been dropping points.
And that's true. No, they've lost a game. They lost a game.
Yeah, just
they lost a game.
But they've not been dropping points.
And they've been scoring goals.
Yeah.
Yes, I noticed that.
Improved.
I noticed that. So, okay, what's wrong? Is Finidi's tactics very
from what he said? Tinidi is no doubt. Finidi is a very good coach, no doubt. But I think he's trying to bring a philosophy, a pattern of play.
Oyibo philosophy
to
Nigerian football.
You get my point. So that kind of philosophy will take time, and it will take some players to understand.
And you don't have the kind of players to implement that style.
That's why they've been struggling. I think this coach understand. This coach has a little bit changed the pattern, so that's why they are getting results. I just hope they don't just finish fourth, because fourth is not helping anybody.
Yes.
Third is the important one that will make them play continental football.
Yeah, and the FA Cup winners.
And the FA Cup winners too.
Okay, on the bottom, Niger Tornadoes 39 points and Dakada 37 points. Heartland of Owerri, who are looking likely they will be relegated, 37 points. And MFM, they are comfortable at that bottom, 33 points. Okay, let's talk a bit of foreign football right now. Yes, and our first point of call, Manchester City, they have confirmed the signing of Erling Haaland. He is now a citizen.
I think I looked at both Liverpool and Man City this afternoon. I said that the reason why these people are successful is because they are not contented. They are not just like, okay, I want to remain here. You get people that have won the league, and the second that played in the final and also pursued the champion to the very end. They've made tangible signing. They've gone for attackers. Man City has gone for a caliber of somebody like Erling Haaland. We know that boy is... and when you're talking about the future of football right now, you'll be talking about Bampe, you'll be talking about Erling Haaland. But you see, obviously, and then Liverpool has also gone for
no. They have agreed the deal.
They've agreed the deal. But you see people like
Arsenal.
Arsenal
just signed
better.
They have signed Marquinhos Horse.
Arsenal is better. I'm talking about my own Manchester United. I'm talking about my Manchester United. You can imagine. No, they've not made tangible signing. A good one for them, though. I feel like City have always, we can see the lack of City will always create chances, but the problem we have majorly is in a demanding presence of a number 9 since Aguero left. They've not had that presence. They've just been playing and
first nine.
When you first night and being
and they scored goals.
They score goals, but imagine someone like Erling Haaland coming into the mix. They will score more goals. That's what Haaland makes. You can imagine what he's doing with Norway. In 21 games, he has scored 20 goals. You can imagine. So that kind of, I think City next season is going to be a very, very, very delightful.
Very interesting one. And also to confirm another signing, Arsenal just signed a 19-year-old Marquinhos Horse from Sao Paulo. Yes, that teenager just joined Arsenal. That deal, 3.5 million. Is that a good deal for Arsenal? 3 points. Okay, before we go, let's give you some interesting fixtures on the UEFA Nations League. One game just finished right now. Kazakhstan versus Slovakia. 2-1 it ended in favor of Kazakhstan. Yes, 5 p.m. we'll be seeing Azerbaijan versus Belarus. And 7:45, Denmark. Yes, in fact... Denmark, Austria, and France versus Croatia, who has been struggling. Iceland versus Israel. Yes, and by 7 p.m. one World Cup playoff. Australia versus Peru. Who are you giving that game to?
I think Australia. Because they've been a regular presence for the last 5 World Cups. Okay. They've always been coming, so I feel it's better they come around this time.
And France, Croatia.
France, Croatia. Regular finalists the last time. I think let's just go with France.
But France has been struggling in this year's Nations League.
They've been struggling, but France is just a team that will always wake up when it's very, very important.
Okay, let's hope they wake up. And on the African scene, in Nigeria's Group A, Sierra Leone will be taking on Guinea-Bissau. That will be by 5 p.m. That's just top of the hour. And later tonight, it will be the turn of Liberia versus Morocco. And that's where we'll let it go on today's. Okay, before we go.
Wafu.
Okay, yes, Wafu the B tournament. Nigeria Golden Eagles 4-2. It ended against Ghana.
I think it's a good game. I think considering the fact that they didn't have much time to prepare. I think they gathered the boy. I think 1 month to the tournament too. They gathered them, and I think they still grab. But the only problem I have with how would you be leading team 3-0 and you allow them come back into the game at one point?
But that last goal, the penalty, I thought it was. In fact, maybe referee just dashed them the penalty to make it 2.
Regardless,
it was 3-0, 3-1, 4-1, 4-2.
Yeah, I think they shouldn't have allowed them and scored that one. It would have been better if they scored. I think to get to the Ghanaian coach defense, at the point he said it's not no that's what he said. He said it's not is the reason why his boys lost is he had only 2 weeks to prepare them too. He said because the boys he had gathered before failed the MRI test. God bless. He said they failed the MRI test, so he had only 2 weeks to gather new sets of players. So that was one. So a good one for our Golden England. I think they play Togo tomorrow, right? They play Togo tomorrow.
Yes, they play Togo.
From there they get semi-final and let them qualify. Let's watch and let's see how it goes.
Okay, and that's where we will draw the curtain on today's edition of Lagoon Sports on Lagoon Radio. Thank you, Kevin, for stopping by. We hope to see you again on Friday when the show returns on Friday, 4:30 p.m. And also thank you, our listeners. Join us again on Friday when we'll give you all the latest in the world of sports. From me, Mr. Cardinal, good evening and enjoy your